Hello there, this is Misha again with a quick trade update. It is now June 8th. It is very early in the morning. Yesterday I entered this trade here on the British pound Japanese yen. It was a long setup. Quick recap. So we had a very strong downtrend, but then we've got a very nice looking setup here on the 8 hour. We've got a nice indecision candle, but that wasn't enough for me considering that we're going counter trend. Then this price action here, just the story of the market. Bears tested here for the lower prices in these two very close support and resistance areas. The reason why I still took this trade, even though it was slightly more risky as explained yesterday, is because of this. Let me just draw it in quickly. This fib zone, yes, it's a very big fib zone, but still there. So going back to the 8 hour, all this indecision here, or this potential reversal setup, occurred nicely on a natural fib zone where you might, or you could expect the trend then going the other way, basically. So I entered here, as you can see on the blue line, and as you can see, I exited the trade, and I quickly want to explain why. So I did explain yesterday that today is going to be a very interesting day. We've got the GBP, but we've got the elections today in Britain. And also we've got the euro minimum bid rate later today. Any interest rate announcement, as said yesterday, also you kind of want to be wary of. But it's more about the pound elections that's just going to be extremely volatile today, or I expect it to be extremely volatile, and I kind of want to be out of the trade. But that being said, I actually wanted to be in the trade if this price action would have been a bit different. So sadly, I exited. During the night it did bounce down again, so I can't wake up at 3 and change. Exit the trade. But looking at just the price action here, I want to show you what's going on. So we entered this trade looking very nice, and then also we we got a bit of a bull move, which is what I wanted, and I did exit with a small profit. The reason I exited was this candle here. You might think it is just at a random spot, this indecision candle, but it isn't. Okay, so if we look at this fib zone here, just look at that. All right, so clearly this indecision candle occurred right smack bang in the 50 and 618 fib area, and that's not what I wanted to see. I would have probably stayed in the trade if we got a bit higher, or we closed in the fib zone without this much indecision. And as you can see here, the bears have just started taking control again. This in itself would have almost been a setup if it were on a support and resistance area for me, but considering that there are elections today, I probably wouldn't have taken this in any way. So I exited with a small profit. I'm happy with that. It would have been nice to have exited at the top here for how many pips is that? I would have probably exited just at the break of the indecision candle, so it would have been another 20 pips or so. It's okay. A profit is a profit. It's better than a loss. And looking at this now, it does look like it might just, with elections, break and continue this downtrend. But I'm not going to trade it. That's completely up to you if you want to take that risk. For me, I want to stay out of the market if there's a big news release like the British elections that only happen every 5 years. And this one is especially important considering just the state in Europe. Yeah, so that is it. I hope that helps a little bit with trade management. Like I said, and my trading plan says I should wait before a big news release, and then depending on where and what price has done, stay in it, or just close it or move my stop to break even. But in this scenario, considering the downtrend, the elections, and then this indecision candle right smack bang on the fib zone 5618 area, and now the confirmation by the bears, I did decide to exit the trade. And that is, I never used to do this, and maybe that's something that I can explain more. It's more about the discipline of sticking to your trading plan than hoping that it just might reverse. I know that seems silly, but if you're in a trade, and maybe you took this trade with your own analysis, hopefully, then, you know, depending on your emotions and the way you feel about this, you might still be in this trade and you might make a profit, you might make not, but it's all about sticking to your trading plan. If your trading plan says no, you're going to stick it through storm and weather, then that's completely okay. For me, I'm sticking to my plan and I exited this trade with a small profit. Have a good day. Happy trading. I will probably not be trading today until after the minimum bid rate, so I'll have a look again at 3 o'clock local time for me at least to see what has happened here. Have a good day and all the best. Bye bye.